Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Slow English Podcast. My name is Rob, and I am your host. This is a podcast for people who are learning English. Maybe you know a lot of vocabulary, but native speakers talk too fast. Maybe you can read English well, but listening is difficult. If that is true, then this podcast is for you. Here, I speak English, but I speak it slowly. I pronounce every word clearly. I take my time. And if I use a difficult word or a strange phrase, I will stop and explain it to you. Today, I have a story for you. It is a travel story. Do you like to travel? I love to travel. I think travel is the best education. When we travel, we leave our comfort zone. We see new things. We eat new foods. And sometimes we get lost. Getting lost is scary, but getting lost is also how we find ourselves. So, please, sit back, relax, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, put on your headphones. Let's go on a journey together. Today, we are going to Tokyo, Japan. My story begins in November. November is a beautiful time to visit Japan because it is autumn. In autumn, the leaves on the trees change color. They turn red, orange, and yellow. We call this foliage. Foliage just means the leaves of a plant or tree. I had been on an airplane for 12 hours. 12 hours is a very long time to sit in a chair. My legs were stiff, my eyes were tired, I was exhausted. Exhausted is a strong word for tired. It means very, very tired. When the plane landed at Narita Airport, I looked out the window. It was raining. It was a cold, gray rain. But I was happy. I was finally in Japan. I grabbed my backpack. It was a large green backpack. It weighed about 15 kilograms. It was heavy, but it held everything I needed for 2 weeks. I walked through customs. I got my passport stamped, and I took a train into the city. Tokyo is not just a city. It is a monster. I mean this in a good way. It is huge. It is massive. There are tall buildings everywhere. There are lights everywhere. Even though it was night, the city was bright. I needed to go to a place called Shinjuku. Shinjuku is a very busy district in Tokyo. It has the busiest train station in the world. Did you know that? Over 3 million people use Shinjuku Station every single day. 3 million. That is the population of a small country, all in one train station. I got off the train. I stepped onto the platform. The air smelled like rain and electricity. And then I saw the people. There were thousands of them. It was 6 p.m. It was rush hour. Rush hour is the time of day when everyone finishes work and goes home. It is called rush hour because everyone is rushing. Everyone is moving fast. In Tokyo, during rush hour, you see a sea of suits. Almost everyone was wearing a black suit and a white shirt. They looked like an army of penguins. They walked fast. Click-clack, click-clack, click-clack. Their shoes hit the floor in a perfect rhythm. I stood there with my big green backpack. I felt like a rock in a river. The water, the people, flowed around me. I needed to find the west exit. I looked for a sign. I saw signs in Japanese.
I saw signs in English, but there were too many signs. Arrows pointed left, arrows pointed right, arrows pointed upstairs and downstairs. I started to walk. I walked for 10 minutes. I saw a sign for the east exit. I turned around. I walked for another 10 minutes. I saw a sign for the south exit. I was confused. I was tired, and I was starting to panic. To panic means to feel sudden fear that stops you from thinking clearly. My heart started beating fast. Boom, 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 boom. I stopped against a wall. I took my phone out of my pocket. I tried to use the map app, but because I was underground in the station, my internet did not work. "Oh no," I whispered. "I am stuck in Shinjuku Station forever." Of course, I was joking, but in that moment, I felt very small and very alone. Have you ever felt that way? You are in a foreign country. You do not speak the language. You are tired, and you just want to find your bed.
I decided to ask for help. This is hard for me. I am a shy person. I do not like to bother people. To bother means to disturb or annoy someone. Everyone looked so busy. Everyone was walking so fast. Who could I ask? I saw a man standing near a ticket machine. He was older, maybe 60 years old. He was not wearing a black suit. He was wearing a beige jacket and a hat. He looked calm. He was not rushing. I took a deep breath. I walked over to him. "Excuse me," I said. "Do you speak English?" The man looked at me. He looked at my big green backpack. He looked at my tired, sweaty face. He smiled. It was a very kind smile. "A little," he said. His voice was soft. "I am looking for the west exit," I said. "I am lost." The man laughed gently. "Shinjuku is a maze," he said. "A maze is a puzzle with many paths where it is hard to find the exit. Everyone gets lost here, even Japanese people." This made me feel better. I was not stupid. The station was just difficult. "West exit," he repeated. He thought for a moment. He pointed his finger. "You must go up those stairs, then turn left, then walk straight, then go down the stairs." I tried to remember. Up, left, straight, down. It sounded complicated. I think I looked confused because the man shook his head. "No," he said, "it is difficult. I will show you." "Oh, no," I said. "I don't want to trouble you." "It is no trouble," he said. "Come, follow me." And so I followed the man in the beige jacket. He walked with a purpose. We walked up the stairs. We turned left. We walked through a long tunnel lined with shops selling pastries and bento boxes. A bento box is a Japanese lunchbox. It usually has rice, fish or meat, and pickled vegetables. They look delicious. I was very hungry, but I had to keep following the man. We walked for 5 minutes. Finally, we saw fresh air. We saw the night sky. We were at the west exit. "Here you are," the man said. "Thank you so much," I said. I bowed. In Japan, bowing is how you show respect and gratitude. "You are very kind." "Enjoy Tokyo," he said. And then he turned around and walked back into the crowd. He disappeared into the sea of black suits. I never learned his name, but I will never forget him. He taught me that even in a massive, busy city, there are kind people. A few days later, I left Tokyo. I wanted to see the old side of Japan.
Tokyo is the future. It has robots and neon lights. But I wanted to see temples and gardens. So I decided to go to Kyoto. To get to Kyoto, you have to take the Shinkansen. The Shinkansen is famous. In English, we call it the bullet train. Why? Because it looks like a bullet and it moves as fast as a bullet. I went to Tokyo Station. This station is beautiful. It looks like an old European palace made of red brick. I bought my ticket. It was expensive, but I knew it was worth it. Before I got on the train, I visited a shop to buy food. Riding the bullet train and eating a bento box is a tradition. I bought a box called Eki-ben. Eki means station, and ben is short for bento, so it is a station bento. I bought one with salmon and rice. I also bought a bottle of cold green tea. Note, in Japan, green tea is usually cold and has no sugar. It is bitter and refreshing. Bitter is the opposite of sweet, like dark chocolate or coffee. I walked to the platform. The train arrived exactly on time. In my country, trains are often late, sometimes 10 minutes late, sometimes an hour late. In Japan, if the train is 1 minute late, they apologize. To apologize means to say sorry. The train was white with a blue stripe. It looked very aerodynamic. Aerodynamic means it is shaped to move through the air easily. It looked smooth and fast. I found my seat. The seats were huge. There was so much legroom. I sat down and opened my bento box. The train started to move. It was so smooth. I did not feel any bumps. We accelerated, faster and faster. Soon we were traveling at 300 kilometers per hour. I looked out the window. The city of Tokyo disappeared. Instead of tall buildings, I saw small houses. Then I saw rice fields. Rice fields are where farmers grow rice. They look like squares of water and green grass. Then the captain spoke on the loudspeaker. "Ladies and gentlemen, if you look to the right side of the train, you can see Mount Fuji." Mount Fuji? It is the most famous mountain in Japan. It is an active volcano, but it has not erupted for a long time. It is a perfect cone shape with snow on the top. I looked to the right. My heart jumped. There it was. It was huge. It was majestic. Majestic means big, beautiful, and impressive. The sky was blue and the mountain was white and gray. It looked like a painting. Many people try to see Mount Fuji from the train, but often it is cloudy. If there are clouds, you cannot see the mountain. I was lucky. It was a clear day. I took a picture with my mind. I wanted to remember that moment forever. The speed of the train, the taste of the salmon, and the white snow of the mountain. 2 hours later, I arrived in Kyoto. Kyoto is different from Tokyo. Tokyo is loud. Kyoto is quieter. Tokyo is new. Kyoto is old. Kyoto was the capital of Japan for more than 1,000 years. It is the heart of Japanese culture. I took a bus to my hostel. A hostel is a cheap hotel, usually for young travelers. You share a room with other people. It is a great way to meet friends. My hostel was in a neighborhood called Gion. Gion is famous for geisha. Geisha are traditional female entertainers who wear beautiful kimonos and white makeup. I dropped off my green backpack. It felt lighter now, maybe because I was stronger, or maybe because I had eaten all my snacks. I walked out into the street. The streets in Bion are narrow. They are not made of asphalt or concrete. They are made of stone. The buildings are made of dark wood. They look like they are from a movie about samurais. It was evening. Lanterns were turning on. Lanterns are lights, often made of paper. These lanterns were red. They glowed softly in the twilight. Twilight is the time between day and night when the sky is dark blue. I walked slowly. I smelled incense. Incense is a stick that you burn. It produces a strong, sweet smoke. People burn incense at temples to pray. The smell of Kyoto is the smell of old wood and incense. I decided to visit a temple called Kiyomitsu-dera. This temple is on the side of a mountain. You have to walk up a steep hill to get there. Steep means the hill goes up sharply. It is hard to walk up. I walked up the hill. There were many shops selling souvenirs, fans, chopsticks, pottery, and sweets. I bought a green ice cream cone. It was green tea flavor. It was delicious. When I reached the top, the view was incredible. The temple is built on high wooden poles. It looks like a giant balcony hanging over the forest. I stood on the wooden balcony. Below me were hundreds of maple trees. Their leaves were bright red. In the distance, I could see the city lights of Kyoto. It was crowded. There were many tourists. But for a moment, I found a quiet corner. I closed my eyes. I listened. I heard the wind in the trees. I heard the water from a waterfall below. I heard the distant sound of a monk praying. A monk is a religious man who lives in a temple. I felt peace. In Tokyo, I felt excitement. I felt energy. But in Kyoto, I felt peace. I felt connected to the past. Travel is interesting, isn't it? We go to different places and we feel different emotions. Some places make us feel small. Some places make us feel powerful. Some places make us feel calm.
The next day, I had a funny experience. I wanted to eat lunch. I found a small restaurant. It looked very traditional. There was a curtain over the door. I went inside. It was tiny. There were only 6 seats at a counter. The chef was an old man with a white bandana on his head. He looked very serious. He gave me a menu, but there was a problem. The menu was only in Japanese. There were no pictures, just Japanese characters, kanji, hiragana, katakana. I stared at the menu. It looked like art, but I could not read it. The chef looked at me. He waited. He crossed his arms. I felt nervous again. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to leave. I decided to be brave. I remembered a phrase I learned on the internet. Omakase, I said. Can you say that? Omakase. Omakase basically means, I trust you, chef. It means, please choose for me. Cook whatever you think is best. The chef's face changed. He stopped looking serious. He smiled. He nodded his head. Hai, he said. Hai means yes. Omakase. He started to cook. It was like watching a performance. He chopped vegetables very fast. Chop, chop, chop. He fried meat in a pan. Sizzle, sizzle. He boiled noodles. 5 minutes later, he put a bowl in front of me. It was steaming hot. It smelled like soy sauce, ginger, and garlic. It was a bowl of ramen. Ramen is a noodle soup. I picked up my chopsticks. I tasted the soup. It was rich and salty. I ate the noodles. They were chewy and perfect. It was the best meal I had in Japan. Why was it the best? Was it because of the flavor? Yes, partly, but mostly it was because of the interaction. I took a risk. I used a Japanese word.
I trusted the chef, and he gave me a great meal. We didn't speak the same language. We couldn't talk about politics or the weather, but we communicated through food. We connected. That is the magic of travel. You realize that you don't always need words to understand people. A smile is the same in every language. Laughter is the same in every language. Kindness is the same in every language.
My trip to Japan lasted for 2 weeks. I saw many things. I saw deer in the city of Nara. I saw bright orange gates at Fushimi Inari. I ate sushi, tempura, and udon. But soon it was time to go home. Going home is always bittersweet. Bittersweet is a great English word. It combines bitter and sweet. It means you feel happy and sad at the same time. I was sad to leave Japan. I would miss the food. I would miss the trains that are always on time. I would miss the beautiful temples. But I was happy to go home. I missed my own bed. I missed my family. I missed my dog. Travel is exhausting. Remember that word? Exhausting. Very tiring. I took the train back to the airport. I sat by the window one last time. I watched the Japanese countryside roll by. I thought about the man in the beige jacket at Shinjuku Station, the man who helped me when I was lost. I wondered what he was doing. Was he helping another lost tourist? I thought about the chef in the ramen shop. Was he cooking noodles right now? I looked at my big green backpack. It looked dirty now. It had some scratches. It looked like it had been on an adventure, just like me. I felt different than I did when I arrived. When I arrived, I was nervous. I was scared of getting lost. Now I felt confident. I knew that I could survive in a strange city. I knew that if I got lost, I could find my way. Or I could ask for help. Travel changes you. It makes you bigger on the inside. You learn that the world is a friendly place, mostly. You learn that people are the same, even if they live thousands of miles away.
So that is my story. A trip from the neon lights of Tokyo to the quiet temples of Kyoto. Before we finish, let's review some of the vocabulary we learned today. I will say the word and then the definition. Try to repeat the word after me. Foliage. Foliage. This means the leaves of a plant or tree, especially in autumn when they change color. Exhausted. Exhausted. This means very, very tired. Rush hour. Rush hour. The time of day when traffic is very bad because everyone is going to work or coming home from work. Panic. Panic. A sudden feeling of fear that stops you from thinking clearly. Bother. Bother. To disturb someone, to interrupt them. Maze. Maze. A complex network of passages, a puzzle where you have to find the exit. Aerodynamic. Aerodynamic. Having a shape that moves through the air quickly and smoothly. Majestic. Majestic. Having impressive beauty or dignity, big and beautiful like a king or a mountain. Steep. Steep. Rising or falling sharply. A hill that is difficult to climb is steep. Bittersweet. Bittersweet.
a feeling that is both happy and sad at the same time. Did you understand the story? I hope so. If it was too fast, you can listen again. Repetition is good. I have a question for you. Have you ever been lost in a foreign country? How did you feel? Did you panic? Or did you ask for help? Or where is your dream destination? If you could get on a plane tomorrow and go anywhere, where would you go? Travel is a gift, but you don't always need a plane ticket to travel. You can travel by reading a book, you can travel by watching a movie, and you can travel by listening to a podcast. Thank you for listening to the Slow English Podcast. Thank you for letting me tell you my story. Keep practicing your English. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be brave like the chef. Trust the process. Omakase. Until next time, I am Rob. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world.